Russian Defense Ministry report on repelling an invasion attempt of the AFU on the territory of the Russian Federation in Kursk region, September 11, 2024. Units of the Sever group of forces supported by Army aviation and artillery fire repelled an enemy counterattack towards Apanasovka, as well as thwarted the enemy's attempts to launch attacks in the direction of Cherkasskaya Konopelka, Borky, and Fanasyevka. As a result, the AFU losses amounted to up to 30 troops killed and wounded, and 10 AFU servicemen were taken prisoner, 2 tanks, an armored fighting vehicle, and 6 motor vehicles were destroyed. Airstrikes, artillery fire, and actions of the troops inflicted fire damage on manpower and hardware clusters of the 22nd, 41st, 61st, and 115th Mechanized Brigades, 17th Tank Brigade, 80th, 82nd, and 95th Air Assault Brigades, 1st Presidential Brigade, 1004th Security and Service Brigade, 103rd and 129th Brigades near Borky, Byakovo, Gaivo, Vikniavka, Derino, Zeleny Shliak, Kalmakov, Kositsa, Lubimovka, Malaya Lokhnya, Magnavka, Martinovka, Novaya Sorokina, Novoivanovka, Obakovka, Orlovka, Snagist, and Uspanovka. Operational tactical aviation and missile troops delivered strikes at concentration areas in Sumy region of foreign mercenaries and reserves of the 22nd, 41st, and 54th Mechanized Brigades, 80th, 82nd Air Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1st Presidential Brigade, 101st, 103rd, 106th, 107th, and 129th Territorial Defense Brigades near Okterka, Belopoli, Bytitsa, Glukov, Semyonovka, Stepanovka, Sumy, Svesa, Peskanoy, Pavlovka, Pustogorod, Radianskoy, Rososhir, Raki, and Yampol. In the past 24 hours, the AFU losses amounted to more than 350 troops and 13 armored vehicles, including 3 tanks, 3 armored personnel carriers, 7 armored fighting vehicles, an artillery gun, 2 MLRS launchers, and 19 motor vehicles. Since the beginning of hostilities in Kursk region, the armed forces of Ukraine have lost more than 12,300 troops, 96 tanks, 42 infantry fighting vehicles, 77 armored personnel carriers, 656 armored fighting vehicles, 401 motor vehicles, 90 artillery guns, 26 MLRS launchers, including 7 of HIMARS and 5 of MLRS, 8 SAM launchers, 2 transport loading vehicles, 22 electronic warfare stations and 7 counter-battery radars, 2 air defense radars, 8 engineering vehicles, including 2 counter-obstacle vehicles and 1 UR-77 mine-clearing vehicle. The operation to neutralize the AFU units is in progress. In Lipsy and Volchansk directions, units of the Sever group of forces inflicted losses on formations of the 92nd Air Assault Brigade and 36th Marine Brigade of the AFU near Maly Prokody and Grafskoy, Kharkov region. The AFU losses amounted to up to 180 troops and 3 motor vehicles. 1 ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the Zapad group of forces improved the tactical situation and inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of the 44th, 116th Mechanized Brigades of the AFU, and 1st National Guard Brigade near Kolesnikovka, Vishnyevoy, Kharkov region, and Makievka, Lugansk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to up to 460 troops, 1 U.S.-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, 3 motor vehicles, 2 Grad and 1 Croatian-made RAK SA-12 MLRS launchers, a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery system, a US-made 155mm M198 howitzer, 2 UK-made 155mm FH-70 howitzers, a 152mm D-20 gun, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer. An Anklavin electronic warfare station and 4 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the UG group of forces engaged the 72nd Mechanized Brigade and 79th Air Assault Brigade of the AFU near Yelisavetovka and Katerinovka, Donetsk People's Republic. 2 counterattacks launched by enemy assault detachments were repelled. The AFU losses amounted to up to 655 troops, an infantry fighting vehicle, 3 motor vehicles, a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer, a UK-made 155mm FH-70 howitzer, a US-made 155mm M198 howitzer, a 152mm Akatsiya self-propelled howitzer, 3 152mm D20 guns, a 152mm MSTB howitzer, and a US-made 105mm M119 gun. Units of the center group of forces took more advantageous lines and positions. Losses were inflicted on manpower and material of the 150th Mechanized Brigade, 68th Jaeger Brigade, 142nd, 144th Infantry Brigades of the AFU, 12th and 14th National Guard Brigades near Dzerzhinsk, Petrovka, Pokrovsk, Marinovka, Sukharino, and Kleben BYK, Donetsk People's Republic. 3 counterattacks launched by the AFU units were repelled. The AFU losses amounted to up to 510 troops, 2 armored personnel carriers, a Cossack armored fighting vehicle, 3 motor vehicles, a 152mm MSTB howitzer, 2 122mm D30 howitzers, and a 100mm Raptor gun. Units of the Vostok Group of Forces improved the tactical situation and inflicted losses on formations of the 72nd Mechanized Brigade of the AFU and 118th Territorial Defense Brigade near Dobrovolye and Novodonetskoye, Donetsk People's Republic. 1 counterattack launched by an enemy assault detachment was repelled. The AFU losses amounted to more than 110 troops, a tank, 5 motor vehicles, Polish-made 155mm Crab and US-made Paladin self-propelled artillery systems. 1 field ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on manpower and hardware of the AFU 31st Mechanized Brigade, 36th Marine Brigade, and 39th Coastal Defense Brigade near Malaya Tokmachka, Zaporozhye region, Sadavoy, and Tyazhenka, Kherson region. The AFU losses amounted to up to 110 troops, 14 motor vehicles, a US-made MLRS launcher, and a UK-made 155mm FH-70 howitzer. An Anklavin electronic warfare station and 2 field ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian groups of forces destroyed a Khortytsa Operational Strategic Group's forward command post, an ammunition depot, and engaged AFU clusters of manpower and material in 144 areas. Air defense units shot down 6 US-made ATACMS operational tactical missiles, 9 French-made hammered guided aerial bombs, 2 US-made MLRS projectiles, and 57 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, 642 airplanes and 283 helicopters, 31,398 unmanned aerial vehicles, 579 air defense missile systems, 17,986 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,452 combat vehicles equipped with MLRS, 14,438 field artillery guns and mortars, as well as 25,899 units of support motor vehicles have been destroyed during the special military operation.